When I make a burger, I want a good burger. And this gourmet truffle mustard mayo, hours long caramelized onions, oven roasted tomatoes, double cheeseburger. So that sounds delicious, right? But just telling you how to make this burger would not help you in finding your own favorite burger. That's the thing with the most burger recipes on YouTube. They share their favorite burgers.
How to make perfect, delicious burgers.
The perfect burger.
The best burger I've ever made.
The best homemade cheeseburgers.
Most amazing burger.
But most often they do not share what the components are to make a good burger. So through my burger recipe, I will share with you what is important for a great burger so you can design your own, darling. Okay, roll the clip. It's exact the umami flavor bomb I want. So let's go. First, let's look at what a burger is made up of. And then we'll go over the recipe and some tips along the way. A burger mainly consists out of a hamburger bun, meat, sauce, and toppings like the classic tomato, cheese, onion, and lettuce. But in terms of combination, the sky is the limit. You can choose whatever you fancy, and that's the first tip. Even though you can learn a lot from Gordon Ramsay, I would still say don't let anybody tell you what you put on your burger. It is your burger. First is the bun, and yes, this is homemade. Make sure you have a hefty bun that can support the weight and juices of all the toppings and meat that you put on your burger. That's why I recommend that you make this yourself, since store-bought burger buns tends to get soggy quickly due to their soft texture. Trust me on this one and just make it. So for the bun, use a stand mixer and add to a bowl 340 grams of bread or all-purpose flour. Then take 2 tablespoons of flour from the bowl into a pan with 2 tablespoons of water to make a quick roux on medium heat for a few seconds until it becomes thick like this. Then set aside. This makes the bun softer and increases the shelf life. Then add 130 milliliters of whole milk, making sure it's lukewarm. Then to the flour, add 7 grams of sea salt, 20 grams of sugar, crack in 1 egg, and for extra richness, add in 1 additional egg yolk. Add 7 grams of instant yeast, pour over your milk, give it a quick mix, and let your stand mixer do the rest for another 15 minutes. Make sure you attach your dough hook. Then 5 minutes into mixing, add your roux and add 2 tablespoons of softened unsalted butter. Check if the dough becomes a nice soft smooth ball. If it's too runny, add some more flour, and if it's too dry, add a splash of water. This all depends on what flour you're using. The dough needs to be sticky but not impossible to work with. Then form a nice smooth ball and let it rest covered with plastic wrap for 1 to 2 hours or until doubled in size. Now look at your lovely dough. Give it a tap of love. Punch it down like you've learned in anger management class. Take that dough. Then drop the dough on a floured work surface and divide the ball into 6 balls and make sure the balls are nice and tightly rolled. Then grab a baking sheet with a baking mat to prevent sticking and add your dough balls. Cover with another baking sheet and let it rest on a warm spot for 30 minutes or until doubled in size. Now while we wait for the buns to rise, preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius and let's get the toppings ready. You can go with the classic lettuce, tomato, pickled onions or skip it entirely. Or you can be like me and add pickles, oven roasted tomatoes and 4 hours long caramelized onions. I know it's a bit extra, but this is what I had in my fridge and I felt like using due to its umami components. And that brings me to my next tip. Make sure you balance the flavors properly. It's a good rule of thumb to add some tangy, fat and fresh elements to a burger. For this burger, the pickles and tomatoes give that tang and a bit of freshness, and the caramelized onions are baked in butter, so add some fat. Then for the cheese, you can leave it out completely, but for me, cheese is an important element of a good burger, so I suggest adding at least 1. I use 2 kinds of cheeses, cheddar and matured young Dutch Gouda cheese. But if you want to add plant-based, be my guest. For the meat, I suggest high quality beef, preferably ground by yourself in a meat grinder, so you can control what's in it. You want to aim for a 70 to 80% lean and 20 to 30% fat for the best flavor. If you don't have a meat grinder, don't worry, me neither. So slap that like and subscribe button so we can feel connected in that and cry together over the miss in our lives. Also, I'll buy one when we reach 10,000 subscribers, so that will probably be somewhere in 2030. For a gourmet burger, pack the burger loosely into a burger patty of 200 grams or 120 grams for a smash burger, Or you can go wild and make an XXL burger of even 270 grams. You can go more or less to your liking and then set them aside. Now for the sauce. You can add simple ketchup, mustard, mayo, what works absolutely fine. Or you can be a little extra like I was today and make a mustard mayo truffle sauce. To a bowl, add 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, you can use vegan as well, 2 tablespoons of white truffle oil, 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of MSG, and some good cracks of black pepper and salt. Mix together and look at this creamy goodness. Now your buns should be risen. So add 1 egg and a splash of water to a bowl and mix together. This mixture is to coat the buns and give them a nice gloss like a real boss brioche. Coat your buns, add some flaky salt or sesame seeds if you like, then put your buns in the 200 degrees Celsius preheated oven for 15 to 20 minutes or until nicely golden brown. The internal temperature of your bun needs to be optimally 88 degrees Celsius. Then when they're almost done, melt some butter and add that straight to the buns when they got out of the oven. And let them cool for 5 to 10 minutes. Then add a pan, preferably cast iron, to medium-high heat. And while your pan heats up, here comes another important tip. Toast your buns. Always toast your buns. If you don't toast your buns, I will find you. No, but seriously, this is so important for the structure of your burger. If you don't toast your buns, your whole burger gets soggy, it will fall apart, and it's just a sad experience. Then for the meat, let the pan get ripping hot to get that nice browning on your burger. This is called the Maillard reaction and is basically a caramelization effect of the meat that gives that nice flavor crust on the burger. Lay in your burger, press it down and do not move it. Then season your meat heavily with salt and pepper, flip and season again. Then for the final minutes, add your cheese to the burger. If you add it earlier, it might melt into your pan and you lose the cheese. It's not good. For the best outcome, I wouldn't rely on time, but on internal temperature of your burger. For freshly ground beef, aim for 62 degrees Celsius for medium to medium well done. But if you use mincemeat from the supermarket like I shamefully did today, go for 70 to 75 degrees Celsius. Depending on how large your burger is and how hot your heat is, how long to cook the burger depends on how hot your pan is and how large your burger is. But a good rule of thumb is somewhere between 6 to 14 minutes in total. Best to let the burger rest for a couple of minutes to soak back up its juices it lost in the pan. And then it's time to assemble the burger. How you assemble the burger depends on the toppings you have, but you just want to make sure that it isn't sliding around too much. So for the assemblage, bun, sauce, pickles, oven roasted tomatoes, juicy burger with cheese, caramelized onions, and another layer of sauce on the top bun, and then crown this bad boy. Oh yeah. You could wrap your burger in parchment paper or aluminum foil to blend all the flavors together even more, or just eat it straight away, as I did. Okay, I can't wait any longer. Gotta bite into this. Wow. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. But that's that. The amazing umami flavor bomb burger that I think you cannot skip because that would be an absolute waste and you'll regret it for the rest of your life. But if you do make this burger, let me know in the comments below how it turns out and click here to watch my latest video. Then I'll see you in the next one. Bye.